the greatest joy, I welcome the man back to my studio, Declan McChesney. How are you?
Great, Ron, thanks.
I would have been lucky had I been with you over the last 2-3 weeks, because you were in Portugal, you were in Spain, you were in New York. You were holidaying rather than working this time.
No, Spain and Portugal was work.
Work, yeah.
And New York was christening a grandchild.
Ah, that's lovely. Yeah, it's christening in New York. That's wonderful.
In St. Patrick's on Fifth
You were
Avenue.
in Patrick's, yeah.
We alter out the back.
Great.
But you see, my stepson's father is in New York, and he's a, what do you call it, a rabid Catholic?
A rabid Catholic.
Well, whatever they're called.
Yeah, they are. If they bite you, you catch the religion, which is a very serious bit of business.
Absolutely. So he goes to St. Patrick's quite a lot, and knows, and they got a wee side altar there. So it was lovely. It really was.
Lovely.
You know.
Yeah. You're back now, back into the maelstrom of Newry trading, and bringing back to us, as is your wont, the goods of the world, the beautiful bags and the beautiful shoes from all over the planet. And back onto Hill Street, your tessellated empire of women's bits and pieces there, the bags and the things, my bobs. Hill Street opening on Sundays.
Yeah, you know, Ron, there's without a doubt, it's moving towards a 7-day trading week, because the internet is 24/7, 24/7 now. You know, it's not necessary. And like I've been saying it for years, if we just told everybody we were open 3 days a week, and everybody only opened 3 days a week, and everybody could shop for the 3 days a week, and then it would be done, and they have time for other things. And you know, people are saying, oh, it's just this tidal wave of the internet that's going to wash it away. Well, it isn't really, because there's a certain maximum level for internet shopping, because there is one element, and it's the element of ease, that, and I suppose the element of selection, that makes internet shopping very easy. But we are social human beings, and we go for social interaction. And the ladies who love to shop, and the men who like to go out for a walk with their wives and go around the shops and go and have a coffee, or go and have a drink, or go and have a look at the fishing gear while the good lady looks at the dresses. There's nothing, that's the way the world works, but there's a social aspect of it all, and it's wonderful to be isolated in our little attics, tapping keyboards and shopping. But the one thing about internet shopping is everybody thinks it's great. Go to the post office and watch the amount of stuff being sent back and all that sort of thing, and that's the issue.
I agree with you totally. Fergal was saying it the other day. Here we were talking about we can operate anywhere we want to operate because of the virtual elements of the new technology. But we also, he was making the point, we do need to meet people. Doing business is about people, not about a person and a screen.
You know, and we in Ireland, as a social race, understand that. And yet I know, I mean, I'm doing an awful lot of business in Spain, and an awful lot of business in Portugal, and an awful lot of business in Italy. And I can tell you, it's so important to those people. If you meet a Spanish person and do business with them and shake hands with them, your word is your bond, and you cannot let anybody down. And it works so well, it really does.
What way is Newry going to work out in the issue of Sunday shopping? Is it first of all, is it desired, and secondly, is there going to be someone succumbing to that desire and granting the facility to do it, to allow it to happen?
Well, yeah, I mean, there is a lot of Sunday trading in Newry. Both centres are open every Sunday in the year, and quite a few shops on Hill Street are open on a Sunday.
Downey is open.
And Superdrug are open,
Superdrug,
and the supermarket further on up Hill Street are open. Casual shopping, yes, it's inevitable. If, you know, it's like this, you know, if the wildebeest are on the plain, the lions are going to feed. You know, so if the people are on the street, we have to be open. We have to be there for it. Now, the problem is, of course, is business costs. We're going to have to pay our 7-day wages, and that will be the issue. But we'll just have to deal with it. We've had to deal with so many things, and I mean, from I've been in business, I picked the most wonderful time to be born to go into business. Started up, I came into business I came back to Newry on the 8th of February 1974, slap bang in the middle of the Troubles. And half the time we were closed, half the time we were running. We were doing crazy stuff. The Troubles finished, and as soon as the Troubles finished, the centres opened.
Yes.
And the centres all opened, and that was great. And then everybody realised that Newry was the place to shop, and they queued for hours. But they queued for hours for beer and biscuits.
Yes, of course.
So we were getting hit then. I mean, it was just very interesting. But, you know, just to let you know, there's a huge crisis going on at the moment now with this Carnmain development.
Yeah. I see he has signed off on another out-of-town development up in Strabane.
Absolutely. But the Strabane story, to be fair, and I rang my customers in Strabane and said, what do you think of this? And they were delighted because there's been zero investment in Strabane.
Yeah.
And Strabane, you know, to its detriment, is like Newry, was like Newry in the 70s. Now, Newry pulled itself up, and if you ever go for freedom of information, you will see the amount of government money that's been spent in the likes of Legendary against the amount that's been spent in Newry. It's about a third of it in Newry, but Newry does it for Newry. And that's the thing, there's a very active chamber, there's a very active town centre management, and despite sometimes the misguided direction of our council, they pulled through as well. It'll be very interesting to see how the Super Council goes. But Newry is a very vibrant place, and everybody wants here, which is why this thing out the road wants to be here.
Well, tell me, they had the developer had the minister Durkin down the other day on a tour of the place, showing him the wonderment of the thing. Your people have been talking to the minister as well. Is there any indication that he will acknowledge that it is a wrong planning decision and rescind it?
If you stand in the valley and look up on the mountain's there. It's so easy to see. But some people can only see the trees. They can't see the mountain. Now, why they can't see the trees? Is it because they're blinkered? Who are putting the blinkers on them? These are the questions we have to ask ourselves. But, I mean, it is just so obvious. It's been proved wrong in the States, it's been proved wrong in England, it's been proved wrong in the south of Ireland. The minister has proved it himself. He has turned down developments in Maharafelt, so it wouldn't damage town centre stuff, and yet there's a greater take-up of business properties in Maharafelt than there is in Newry.
Yep.
He turned down Bow Street Mall yesterday, extension. Look, it's just glaringly obvious.
We're some months down the road from the moment the story broke.
Yeah, but it's...
We're no closer to getting it rescinded.
Oh, we're close. It's very close. Very close.
Are you going to have to take it to court?
Yeah.
It's going to go to the wire.
Oh, we'll take it all the way, and it'll cost us tens of thousands. But we'll do it.
As much as 80, 90.
Yeah, but this is Newry. The keys are in Newry. The butter crane's in Newry.
Yeah.
We kept everything in.
You did.
Because it belongs.
Yeah.
You know, what do you want, rattling shutters on the centre of town?
You see, it also seems to me that it's a matter of meagre architectural development to link the butter crane and the quays with the cathedral quarter. You know, it's not rocket science for an architect to design a system of walk-through walkway. We have the lovely public realm scheme along the canal side. Little enough imagination would extend that through the market, Mary Street, the market, coming onto Hill Street, where you suddenly have a linkage between the multinational and the modern and the traditional that's there at the heart of Newry.
Listen, not to put too fine a point on it, Ron. My personally, in business, I've had the best summer I've had for years. Apart from everything else that's going on in my life personally, business has been really good. People are back and people are shopping. And they are shopping because the prices are right, the presentation is right, the selection is right. And every shop that I am talking to on Hill Street and Monaghan Street and the Quays and Buttercrane see the lift back. And we're working together and we're pulling together. You know, it's great. It's absolutely brilliant.
There's a word, a phrase coming to my mind, powerhouse. That what you've just defined, Monaghan Street, Hill Street, the Quays, the Buttercrane, a powerhouse of commerce, a powerhouse at the heart of Newry. So what is the sense of anyone thinking that you should cut into that and reduce its potency by going out to Cairnbane?
Number one, if you're a developer, you're in it for the money. There's a cheap site out there that if you do a cheap shot by putting in very few social housing, and you can pretend that you're going to build, or no, you can say you're going to build 70 industrial units, whereas all the other industrial units in the area are not fully used and they're on peppercorn rents. So what do you do with these 70 industrial units? Maybe convert them to shops. I don't know. Is change of use allowed? Well, it has been in the past. So you have that grey area, and then you have the supermarket, which is just going to draw. Now, this whole plan went there before Tesco and the Five Ways was developed. So, you know, instead of the one now, that would make it the third. Okay, next thing is this powerhouse that you talk about that Newry is, and it's a powerhouse of retail. I'm sitting in the head office of Walmart, spreading my Asda chain, and I look and I think, Newry, we need to be in Newry. So they've gone for down the Warrenpoint Road, which Councillor Carr, I think, in Warrenpoint vociferously objected to.
Who has gone for down the Warrenpoint Road?
Asda.
They're going to do it, yeah?
Yeah, except for the fact that the name is that Asda could also be going out for Cairnbane.
I heard it associated with
Which Councillor
Cairnbane.
Carr doesn't object to. Is that a bit of a NIMBY? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know.
Not in my backyard.
But suffice to say, it's the biggest threat to the heart of Newry. And it's easy for people. I met Councillor Jack Patterson, and Councillor Patterson said to me, the people want it, Declan. The people want it.
They don't.
Look, who are we to say what the people want? But the people want not to pay rates.
Yeah.
The people want not to pay rent. The people want not to pay VAT. We all want all these things. But there are certain things that, though you want them, you shouldn't have them.
I also think that I'm a champion of competition. I think that's important.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, I have to say that I see no appetite at all among the people of Newry to dilute the excellence of the hub that we have got. And of this thing out the road, which is not substantial in real prosperity terms and the prospect of prosperity in the current and projected climate, I don't see people buying into it.
Look, Tesco are there.
Lidl are there. Five Ways are there.
So they're all trading away quite nicely.
Yeah.
Okay. Centre of town is trading away. There's been a loss to the supermarkets, a measurable loss in the centre, you know, Sainsbury's and all the rest of them. But they still trade away. They still work away. Mick Downey still trades away in SuperValu, doing a great job. The lady up the street from me in the supermarket, you know, opposite the Shelburne, she trades away very well. The Shelburne have a great offer. You know, the competition is there, and competition does make you up your game if it's fair competition.
Yeah. See, I can see nothing more that I want than what I have.
Well, Newry has everything.
Yeah.
You know, there is and the thing about it is, the job of someone like me is, you go to any main street anywhere in the world, and you'll see the same shops all along. And then you have a poor wee sucker like me, who brings in shoes that nobody else can get, and I offer different, and I offer at all levels of quality and all levels of prices that the market want, that not everybody else. It's not like everybody's wearing the same football jersey.
No.
Not everybody, if they buy off me, is wearing the same shoes, because my stuff is always different. So it's my job to bring the difference, not the mass market.
Yeah. So the challenge is still up and running to Cairnbane. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. But we'll go. We'll prove that it's wrong, because the figures are there. You know, and I mean, how can you say, oh, we're going to bring, last night in the paper it went up to 800 jobs, you know, and how can you say you're going to have these 800 jobs and all this money, 68 million, I believe, coming into the economy, when in fact the extensions to the quays may not go ahead, which will be 300 building jobs and 400 down the Warren Point Road may not go. The extension to the butter crane may not go.
Yep.
So all those jobs will not exist, and then there'll be a sucking out of town of business. Anyway, look, it's up to the intelligence of government. The intelligence, we pray to God for the intelligence of government to see the obvious elements of it. Now, can I ask you something?
Yes.
Tell me, what was it like on the bridge of the Saga?
It was very special.
Did you see Warren Point the day the Saga came in?
We were greatly blessed.
God,
It was wonderful, wonderful. And the lovely thing is, Saga has been back already and saying we want to come back.
Well, you needed someone to carry your recorder, and you never asked me, Rowan Hand.
No,
and I saw you through my binoculars. And I photographed you with my long lens.
Wow.
And I woke up that Sunday morning, put on Ship Finder to see that I'm in a fantastic position as I can see the lock from my bedroom.
Yes.
And I couldn't see the Saga Pearl because it had moved up the lock, and in my view it was behind the trees. And my son, who cannot get out of bed before 12 o'clock, was standing beside me. Let's get in here. Into the car, we flew into Warren Point.
Yeah.
And it was like Warren Point on a Sunday afternoon.
It was wonderful, wonderful.
And then on Sunday evening to see it go again.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen what this guy, Connor Sweeney, have you had Connor Sweeney in here?
No, I must do. Yeah, he was overflying it. With, yeah.
Have you seen what he's done for Restrevor?
Yeah.
What he's done for Warren Point?
No, I haven't seen this. We'll get Connor in.
He gets in at 6:30 in the morning and does it. Beautiful stuff.
So he flies cameras in a helicopter type thing, a pod. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
But the most amazing thing I found in boarding the Saga with Leo Cunningham, we're out there at 4:30 in the morning.
Yes, yeah.
And the dawn was growing, and then we saw the dark shape.
Yeah.
And suddenly there she was.
Was it not? Because it was foggy, was it?
It was foggy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the fog was being swiftly driven away and driven off by the heat of the rising sun.
Yeah.
And we swung across the gap, and in we went and were grabbed, welcome on board. And that glorious moment when Leo was on the bridge, and he said to the skipper, I'll take her now, Captain. Just that. And the skipper then said, ship now with the pilot. And it said, ship now with the pilot. Wow, that's a moment of exchange of power and possibility.
Well, I was very lucky. Somebody offered me a spot on a boat when the Saga was leaving. So I got out, and we were alongside the Saga when she had just cast off, and you could hear the captain talking to the passengers.
Yes.
And he was saying to them, we've now cast off from Warren Point, leaving Warren Point. I'm sure all of you on board are aware of the warmth of the reception that we received from Warren Point today and the beauty of the area.
And then he suddenly went,
no, just before he said that,
times.
he said, I assure you that Saga will be back in Warren Point. But he actually didn't. It was only somebody played it back to me after he went, doot, 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 doot. And everybody on the beach went.
Listen, thanks for coming in.
Absolutely.
We need to wind it now. Farewell to the people out there. I shan't be here tomorrow because I'm travelling tomorrow in the interest of my African children, and that's going to happen in Dublin. We have a great expectation of further magnificent generosity for our building programme from the International Foundation of the Irish League of Credit Unions. And with Father Donal of Africa, I'm there tomorrow doing that. So another good and true person shall sit in this chair and do the job. In the meantime, you guys be happy out there, take care. Don't sweat the small stuff, and remember what my African friends will always tell you. When you've done your best and can do no more, lay your head in your hand and leave the rest to whatever God you believe in. Go well, be happy, bring happy. Thanks.
Thanks, Ron.